Hey man, it's the first Tuesday in March, even though I'm shooting this on the last Saturday in February. But it's time for the garden tour. And let's go check out the East Garden first. That's where we left off in February. Did I do anything? All right, this is the east side of the property. We call it the East Garden. Over here is the east bed. My baby. And nope, I haven't done anything over here. I did want to point something out though. That's what your Italian parsley looks like when it's coming back. Doing all right. So I'll probably get rid of these greens right there. Not hitting on much. All right, we get back to the fence line here. Nope, ain't done anything right through here either. Not because I'm not doing stuff, I just got so much to do. Did get in here with my, this is the northeast, this is a shady area, so we're gonna put down that black mat eventually. Got in here with the chainsaw one day, knocked some stuff down, need to come back with my chainsaw and start chopping stuff up and getting it out. It is quite the mess over here. We'll get her done. Over here in the berry patch, these were last year's primo canes, so they'll be my fluoro canes this year. Still not expecting a whole lot of berries. It's only my second year, so that's probably a 3-year-old. There's a little staging area. I'm going to chop this stuff up. It's an apple tree and part of a plum tree. Use that for smoking. Another berry. That was a grapevine we passed. Gotta still get rid of this crap. This now, we're in the north garden. We're at the back of the north bed. And over there is the northeast corner. Let's go this way, I guess. I'm gonna pull those Brussels. They do have a little bit on them, but they're no count. Then I got, see that hen bit in there? I hate that stuff. I gotta hand pick that hen bit, get rid of that seed. The rest of it, I'll just till it up. This is where the tomatoes will go. Right here, this is the bean station. Doing at least 2 varieties, but probably more like 4 total. Some pole beans and some bush beans through this little area. About where that bare spot is where the tomatoes will end. Over there, I have been working on that, getting that hedge down. That chicken wire is all tied up in vine. It's slow but sure process. Here, I moved this A-frame trellis, and I'll explain that in a second why. This path will be rebuilt, get me some pavers down, so I can have an exit and an entrance right there. This side is where my Carolina hybrid cucumbers are gonna go, and some bush cucumbers down in the foreground. And over there, in the very end, I'm thinking about putting me in some corn. Instead of doing row, maybe do, let's see, 4 or 5 circles of corn. Kind of like a really, really tight 3 sisters setup. Yep, so anyway, this will be the exit. That's going to get cleaned out. This will be black matted. So I'll have this path back here. This hedge will stay, as I said last month. I'm going to leave that for my eastern tui, as they like to hide. And then this is the northwest corner. Ground's getting just about right where I can bury that pole, put some chicken wire up, finish cleaning up this stuff. If you've been watching for the last few months. Right now, if you haven't been watching, you're like, man, what a mess. But if you've been watching the last few months, it's coming along. Slowly but surely. Oh, baby. She's doing her thing, man. Budding up. But she didn't flower. I saw a video the other day, I think it was 2016 or 17. This thing was already in bloom in January. That was a bad year. Guess we got another freeze. Here's a couple of doors. This ain't a junkyard. I'm going to use those doors as tables over in that northeast, and probably that 4-foot privacy fence too. Just have me some tables to put some pots on. And then here we're coming into the west garden that has a raised bed and a container center and this mulch pile. Took a pallet and another piece of privacy fence. I need to go back with the bracket and attach those on that corner right there, so that if we get a really, really strong wind, they stand a better chance of staying up. There's an old gorilla cart. In the garage, slowly, getting a little bit out at a time. There's some blueberries back there. Raised bed. There's the grapevine. Nah, not yet, but it is early. Blueberries you can't see, but they're in that corner. I have some other blueberries tucked in behind that plum tree over there. Now my containers. Let's talk about this station here. I do also have some grow bags. Put some potatoes in it for sure. Got 5 of them, 5 10-gallon bags. But this is how this has evolved. Grabbed all my pot and stuff from over there behind the shed and moved it here, because instead of just having them in storage, we're gonna grow in these bad boys this year. And you see that pot there? Actually, I'm gonna move that on the outside and grow melons, and then let them come up and hopefully train them to come back down. Kind of keep them tight, and when they start running, I'll probably just clip them off. Yeah, I do not like plastic. You can throw this stuff away or try to recycle it, but that system's broken. This stuff would pretty much 40–50% of it end up in the ocean, and the ocean cannot handle any more GD plastic. So I keep this stuff. And this will be another one. That bucket will not be on the table, it'll be behind it. And do the same thing. Probably one will be the, I think it was banana melon that Big Blue House gave me. And then one will be cantaloupe. Just to do it. This stuff here, this is, if you let canna go, it'll dry out, you know. It's going to give you a nice and loose mix. So we will be, at this point, we're going to continue to put on grass clippings, keep turning it, so it should be good to go by the end of the summer anyway, maybe earlier. All right, let's go over to the south garden, which is the south bed. Over here, I'm still working on that area. I had to wait and see when these bulbs come up. Now that I know where they're at, I can work the rest of it, pull all that vinage out, put my fountain back over there, and integrate some herbs into this, most likely oregano and marjoram. And then this is the main bed. That's some garlic right there in that pot. This fence line comes all the way. I pulled them down because I'm working in here today. They're not attached to one another. You can attach them to one another, but I use them sort of like gates. So I needed to get in here, do some weeding and whatnot, and I'm getting ready to roll. Up at the top there will be some bunching onions. Second row, I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think I'm gonna run rutabaga in the middle row all the way. And then over here, I will finish, those are giant red mustard. And I'll put some curly green down in here. And I might even double that up and push it up against the wall. Yep, and then probably here, this is a row of garlic. I need to get in there and weed that better. But I'll probably double that row up too, and right inside of it, put in some more collard greens. So about when you get to the fence, then it will change to a bunch of onions. And that right there These are the vates, baby. We've had them in since the fall. Been eating on them quite a bit. They made it through the winter so far. You know, when we get the real nasty stuff, that stuff looks like it's given up. But if you pull it, it's over. So I didn't pull it, and it didn't die. It's still here, still eating on it. Lost track of the years now, but it's been quite a while since 12 months in a row, over and over and over, we've had stuff in the ground you can actually eat. We're, you know, fortunate. We just live in a zone 7B that allows us to keep rolling with certain crops anyway. Isn't that a pretty station? Well, guys, it's March. I think we'll have this week we'll have Cray's Family Homestead. We'll be back in the live show on Fridays at 6 o'clock. We have quite a few of those out now. They're all based on particular subjects. So, you know, start perusing that thing if you're interested in aquaponics. We got something on that. We got one on homesteading in the north in the wintertime. Cray's Family Homesteads series is about what should you be doing this month. So Friday, if everything works out, she will be back for the first Friday in March to basically talk about what should you be doing in March. Cool show that one is. Well, they're all cool. I think last Friday we talked about integrating chickens into your vegetable garden. That's a really interesting show. It's only an hour. Check it out sometime when you have time. It's really, really cool. Well, this thing makes my head look fatter than it is. I do have a fat head, but hey, it's March, man. Most folk that watch this channel, they're ready to roll, or they're already rolling, starting their seedlings. We live in Zone 7B in the middle of North Carolina, more than less. And the fact of the matter is, living in Zone 7B, it's not a necessity to start seeds inside around here. I think last year, I know I did the eggplant, started some okra just to see how I could start them in egg cartons. I could tell you about that if you want. I can't remember the number, but I started quite a few in an egg carton. Started a few in plastic tray, a container, you know, little squares. And then I planted several straight to the ground. The starts on the okra, obviously they had a head start, but by the time the fruit started coming in, it didn't really matter how we started them. They all were equal height, equal production, equal everything. So it's just the area we live in. Now tomatoes, of course, you know, you can get yourself a good jump on that. 4 weeks or so, 4 to 6 weeks. So that's a plus. But, you know, I mean, if you have the money, you can just go buy your seedlings from your nursery. They're doing the same thing, but at a much larger level. But it's fun to start your own seeds, of course. You know, we do a little bit every year. This year we're doing a lot more. Don't know why. I will say, Johnny Selected Seeds, good God almighty. Great germination rate, and they pop up quick. Been very, very pleased with that company. I will say that, give them a shout out. None of these, we're not monetized by anybody. We don't have any relationships with anybody we ever talk about. And we don't talk bad about companies that we could. Just, you know, not a good strategy to do that. But anyway, we're getting there. And man, it's been I'm just thinking back to last year at this time. This is about when the world changed. Little did we know at this time last year what it was going to be like. Prayers to everybody that suffered through that, and maybe you lost somebody even. 2020 was a tough year, that's for darn sure. Wish it was not this way, but that's the way it is. So I'm just going to focus on my garden as much as possible. stay disconnected from the digital world, even though I'm putting up YouTube videos. You don't see half of what I'm doing. I spend hours and hours and hours in this backyard messing around with stuff, and it just, it's kind of spiritual, really, you know, just disconnect and reconnect. Disconnect from the digital world and reconnect to the natural world. And we don't depend on this food. It's very, very nice to have. It helps with the grocery bill a little bit, but it's really about just fresh is best. Grow your own food if you can. Highly recommend it, actually. It's fun, spiritual, and there's some economics to it. You save a little money, actually, especially if you start your own seeds. Well, you guys have a great March, and don't forget, Friday night, come out to the live. I'm going to talk about what you should be doing in March. 3, 2, 1. Peace, y'all.